Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on Kurukshetra monthly compilation, and I'll be discussing Kurukshetra for the month of January 2023. For this month, the journal focuses upon cooperatives, and talking about the journal Kurukshetra, it's released by the Publication Division of Government of India, and both Kurukshetra and Yojana is very important in the preparation of civil services examination. It contribute a lot in prelims examination, in mains examination, and also in the essay paper. So it will give you an insight, the fodder point that is relevantly required for the examination purposes. Kurukshetra for the month of January focuses upon the theme of cooperatives, and in this session I'll be looking into the important aspect of the editorial that is more relevant for the examination purposes. And before I begin the session, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful for your examination purposes, do press a like button. Starting this session with the first article is Realizing Sahkar Se Samriddhi. So something important where the Ministry of Cooperation has recently been formed by the Government of India. We'll see the detail and understand what is the concept behind this. So the term cooperation embodied two important components. Agar corporations ki baat kare, and even in the part of the corporations where basically human civilization, the principle of human civilization that is involved, right? So if you talk about the term called corporations, it embodied two principles of human civilization. The first is called Shah, right? And other is called Kare, right? So these are the two important parts that is involved, which means accomplishment of outcome-oriented activities followed for an inclusive approach. So this call for an inclusive approach where each and every segment of the society are taken care of, and even if you see the approach that is required, the approach will be definitely a bottom-up approach, which is considered to be the best approach for a welfare programs. Now, cooperative have immense potential to deliver the required goods and services at the grassroots level and to ensure sustainability and a quality of growth. So this was the basic part of the term cooperation. And if you're having an introduction part, you can start with this. Now, formation of new Ministry of Corporations. There was a new ministry that was formed. So in July 2021, the Union government has created a separate ministry named as Ministry of Cooperation for realizing the vision of prosperity through cooperation, that is Sahkar Se Samriddhi, and to give a new push to the cooperative movement. Even if you're writing in mains examination, you can directly use this Hindi word. It's no problem. And if you want, you can have like bracket in this, you can write out for the English one. The objective of the Ministry of Cooperation is to provide support and enable the policy framework to cooperative that has been very clear. Now, what is the aim of this ministry? किस कारण से government इस ministry को form किया है? What was the reason? What was the rationale behind this? So the ministry aims to provide a separate administrative, legal, and policy framework for strengthening the cooperative movement in the country, right? To ensure the cooperation is there and coordination among the various part of the governance. The reason being the Ministry of Cooperation was formed. It will help to deepen the cooperative as a true people-based movement reaching out to the grass level. Now the ministry will work to stream the process where ease of doing business and cooperative will enable the development for multi-state cooperative societies. I'll tell you about the detailed part of the multi-state cooperative in the later part of the video. Now, dimensions of new cooperative policies की अगर बात करें, there's some dimension that has been added to the part of the cooperative policy that is operating in India. The Government of India ने team spirit की बात की है. What does this team mean? Very important specifically for your mains examination. If you're writing in mains, you can definitely include this. This includes the term T denotes transparency, E stand for empowerment, A stand for Atmanirbhar, and M stand for modernization. So the team spirit is very important to ensure that yes, the new cooperation policy is working that is aligned to a team spirit. Now, it probably have a dimensions that new corporations policy will have something important point that will also be included. First is the laying of process for hassle-free registration, bringing in transparency within administrative recruitment, also within the trainers and training employees, ensuring transparency in cooperative elections in line with the Elections Commission of India, addressing issues of cooperative and coordination among different cooperative institutions, establishing power linkages to all society at village level, and dairy at also like PACs, FPOs, and women empowerment. And last but not the least is bringing the uniformity in partly of the cooperation within the states. Now, there's a second important theme article, that is women and youth participations in the cooperatives. So cooperatives की अगर बात करें in India, it's an integral part of country's socio-economic development. And specifically talking about your examination point of view, cooperative is something that is going to be relevant in general studies paper 2, right? So make sure if you're getting a question, you have ample point to write on that. Now, India has 8.55 lakh cooperatives and about 13 crore people directly associated with them. So a good number of population is associated for their livelihood options. So these are the factual information. Now, they are associated with two types of cooperative structure, that is like state cooperative society and multi-state cooperative societies. Now, the cooperatives have been strengthened agriculture activities for rural activities as well as for the rural development. And rural India has immense human capital with 68.8% population and 72.4% workforce residing in the area. This is the data from Census 2011. Now, women participation in the workforce. The government of India has taken various steps to improve women participations in the labor workforce and the quality of their employment, right? So the participations of women to a larger extent has improved, but definitely there are a lot more things that has to be done. As per the latest periodic labor force survey, it has reported that the women work population for the male and female was 73.5% for male and 31.4% for female respectively. So these data is again relevant for your mains examination. The female worker population has increased by 31.4% from 28.7% during the year 2019 and 20. The women corporations have successfully transformed the life of the rural women. Now, the second segment of this theme article will be focusing on the part of the youth participations in the cooperative movements. So, India is the largest cohort of youngest population with an average age of 29 years and provide demographic window and opportunity to youth bulge that can also lead to the economic and social reform. Youth can take an active part in cooperatives that can help to develop the qualities of mutual collectivism and even contributing to each other. Now, the cooperative provides youth with a unique institutional choice to address their own issues and self-help and self-drive. So definitely youth has a potential. If well nurtured, they can do some drastic work. Now, during 2018, 17-18, the young youth population's participation in the labor workforce was low, like 38.2%, which is now increased at 41.4% for 2020 and 21. Now, the third important article, that is cooperative entrepreneurship. Again, very important and direct questions. And even for an essay part, this is going to be very relevant. And in general studies, this can be important for general studies paper 2 as well as general studies paper 3. And in GS4, you can get a direct case studies as well. Now, entrepreneurship is defined as a creation of innovation economic organization for purposes of gain or growth under conditions or risk of uncertainty. This is by Doginer 2004. The definition is, and according to the cooperatives, this can be called as a community entrepreneurship that is being managed by diverse member entrepreneurs. And cooperative entrepreneurship, if we बात करें CE, this is an important area for market-oriented economy of the rural areas. Now, some measures that aims to strengthen the part of cooperative structure. Among them, the first is digitalization of PACs. What does PACs stand for? This stands for Primary Agriculture Credit Society. So the center has recently decided to computerize 63,000 of PACs over the next 5 years. and the total budget allocation has been made to 2,516 crore rupees to improve efficacy, transparency, and accountability in their operations. Now, digitalizations of the primary agriculture credit society will ensure the efficiency and operationalization of speed, disposable of loan, lower transitions cost, faster audit, reductions in imbalances in the payment, and accounting for the other part as well. It will enhance transparency, trustworthiness, positive impact, and even providing digital literacy to farmers. So these are the again fodder point for mains examination, specifically for writing. Make sure you incorporate all this important point. Second important part or the measures is draft model bylaws. That's the draft model bylaws are prepared for the pact for the transformations into multi-purpose and multi-dimensional vibrant economy entities. The third is corporations to prosperity. That is a corporations to prosperity scheme would catalyze the economy to encourage rolling out the coordinations approach, जहाँ पे कोशिश ये की जाएगी कि corporation development हो और income और growth दोनों पे ध्यान दिया जा सके. And fourth is national cooperative policies or corporations policy. The policy aims to explore a new sustainable way and pathway through the corporations, and creation of national cooperative database will help to identify the area where cooperative movement could be expanded according and facilitate framing of an appropriate policies. Now, recommendations की अगर बात करें, some of the recommendations were also provided. There's an urgent need towards deepening the cooperative movements in the northern state, the northeastern state, and the eastern state of India. और cooperative entrepreneurship में ये ज़रूरी है that an effective contributions from community development should be there. And some of the recommendation that is given first is to have an efforts needed to ensure the convergence in the scheme, or वो facilitate करे ease of doing business, because ease of doing business is very important. That will even motivate and give a positive sentiments towards the entrepreneur, right? And actually going beyond the cooperatives, they envisage the cooperation vis-a-vis cooperatives. Now, other four important recommendations, that is exclusive fund for cooperatives may have explored not only financial credit, but also support the brand development, technology adaptations, marketing advertisement, and marketing research. Now, the capacity building for those working in cooperative sector has customized special program that may be developed. Sector specific special scheme for cooperative with focus on digitalization may be adopted, and or pervasive awareness program about cooperative movement and related models of socio-economic growth may also be undertaken. The other important article is cooperative and rural livelihood. Cooperatives, again, the people-centric enterprises that is completely owned and controlled and run by their members and realize their common economic, social, cultural needs and aspirations. The cooperative word itself defines that there's a cooperation among the community, right? And cooperative brings together the democratic way and equal way, looking with profit to all and even transparency that is promoted. So there's a common economic, social and cultural need and aspirations. Now, the cooperative sector play an important role in the process of socialization and socio-economic development. And in India, if you see, like 2/3 of the population, close to 2/3 of the population, and 72% of the workforce reside in the rural areas. The cooperative society engaged in the rural area provide adequate, affordable, timely credit for the population's processing and storage marketing of agriculture crops. Now, some cooperative movements in India की बात करें, now, way back to 904, the cooperative movement was introduced in India as a state policy and owes the inaugurations to the enactment of the Cooperative Society Act in 1904. This was the institutionalization structure from the government end. And the objective of this act was to establish the cooperative credit societies, encourage the shift, help the corporations among the farmer, artisans, and the people limited for the particular needs. In pre-independence, the movement passed through various stages of development that has seized many up and down. But again, the government of India, after part of the inclusive development, has called for cooperative movement in India, which started primarily for dealing with the problem of rural credit. तो एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या है आज के डेट में rural credit, which is being taken care by many microfinancial institutions, bank, and other institutions in the country. Types of cooperatives की अगर बात करें, there are two type of main cooperative. The first is the state cooperative society, that is the cooperative society functioning that only in one state and governed by the law of respective state, तो उसे state cooperative society कहते हैं. And the second one is multi-state cooperative society, जो मैंने आपको starting में कहा था. I'll be telling you the detail. This is the detail part. The cooperative society has more than one state governed by the central law, namely named as the Multi-State Cooperative Society Act 2002. तो इसके चार मेजर वेरिएंट्स हैं. The four major types of corporates in rural areas: primary agriculture credit service societies, agriculture and non-credit societies, cooperative farming societies, and other elite cooperative society like dairy, fisheries, horticulture, handloom, sericulture, and beekeeping, etc. Now, rural development, something which is inevitable in this part, and rural development is a part of process improving the quality of life, economic well-being of the people in the rural areas. The cooperative sector has been playing a crucial role in strengthening the economic part of the rural area, disbursement of the agriculture credit, and also providing market support, and even imparting cooperative education and training. The cooperative sector provide 20% of the total agriculture to the country. This is again factually important point that you can note. And it contribute 10% to the milk productions, 21% to the fish productions, 25% to fertilizer productions, and 31% to the sugar production. Now, some government initiative in this regard. The first is National Cooperative Development Corporation. It was established by an act of the Parliament 1963 to set up the cooperative movement in the country. And the Government of India provide assistance to cooperative through NCDC by providing them the productions part, processing, storage, marketing, export and import of agriculture produce, livestock, food stock and industrial good to a certain other commodities and serve on the cooperative principle. Now, बात करें NCDC की, that is the National Corporations Development Corporation. It give assistance to the cooperative for a weaker section, जिनके पास the people who are actually from the marginalized section of the society, which include the member from the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and even the landless laborers and women. Now, there's another scheme by Government of India called Yuva Sahakar Cooperative Enterprises Support and Innovation Scheme. Make sure whenever you are writing, you incorporate all this as an example. The scheme was launched in November 2018 to encourage youth towards cooperatives. And the scheme aims to provide mentorship and financial assistance to youth that to establish startup in different type of business activities under the cooperative sectors or the corporate sectors. Now, cooperatives to FPO, a paradigm shift. Again, something important. FPO has been doing very important work in connecting the people and providing them the opportunity. Now, the history of cooperative in India is more than a century old. And in agriculture development, cooperatives have contributed significantly during the stage of green and white revolution period. India has seen green revolutions in the part of Punjab, Haryana. So these were again the part of important development. White revolutions, specifically in the state of Gujarat, called the place called Anand, which now the cooperative society is better known as Amul. So the white revolution has also helped the formations of cooperative, and the concept has strengthened to a larger extent after the green and white revolutions. Indian agriculture is dominated by a small and marginal farmer, accounting for 86.66% of the total operational land holding. Right? This was by the census, agriculture census 1560. The challenges faced by the small and marginal farmer are multifold, and that can address through the collective and the form of farm produce organizations and farm produce companies. Now, agriculture cooperatives की अगर बात करें, agriculture cooperatives जो एक general term है, that is referred as a farm cooperative, is a cooperative through which the farmers can pool their resources in farming activities. और इसके दो important types होते हैं. The first is agriculture produced cooperatives. This is the first type. And the second type is known as agriculture service cooperatives. Now, in detailing part further, the agriculture productions की अगर बात करें, agriculture production cooperatives की, these are classified into three types that are called cooperative tenants farming societies, cooperative joint farming society, and the third one is the cooperative collective farming societies. The agriculture services cooperatives play an important role in maintaining the constant flow of essential agriculture services. कौन तरह की services use की जाती हैं? That include the supply of farming requirement in terms of improving seed, fertilizer, and improving the part, maintaining the agriculture machinery on hire, improving essential household need, and encouraging thrift and saving among the members to make them self-sufficient. Now, farm producing organizations की अगर बात करें, FPOs, they have been working commendably well in terms of the part of development process. So FPO stands for Farm Producing Organization. It is an organization where members and farmer are held itself. The FPOs provide end-to-end support and services to the small farmers, covering the technical services, marketing, processing, and other aspects of cultivation inputs. Now, FPO is modeled as an interface between the small and marginal farmers, ताकि उनके बीच में एक establishment हो. It should strengthen them in forward and backward linkages, right? I'll tell you what is forward and backward linkages is. तो अगर forward linkages की बात करें, even backward linkages, the backward linkages is an input that call for seeds, fertilizers, credit, insurance, information, and extension advisory. And the forward linkages is like collective marketing processing, that is for agriculture productions. Now, promotions of FPO in India. The promotion of FPO was launched as a program by the Ministry of Agriculture through Ministry of Agriculture and Farm Welfare. और उसके साथ राष्ट्रीय कृषि विकास योजना, that is the National Vegetable Initiative for Urban Clusters, were developed as a part for the pulses development in the rain-fed villages. FPOs were formed using the cluster-based approach, which is focusing on one district, one product. Government of India has also put impetus to ensure that a specific product from a specific region should be given a promotions. And FPO offer a wide range of services activities such as provisions of high quality productions input reasonably at the wholesale rate price, and even the productions and post-production machinery and equipment should be there, hiring the basis of lower cost per unit, and even the provision of value added services. So this was all about for the discussion part. We have a lot more other initiatives for you. On a daily basis, there is a daily news and editorial analysis. The news coverage includes the newspaper, the Hindu and Indian Express, a comprehensive analysis that will give you a strong foundations for a news that is relevantly required for the examination purposes. We have IS Gazetted magazine, which you can download from our website. FC is released on 2nd and 4th Sunday. PIB will be coming very soon. MPR has been already uploaded in our website, and the gist of Yojana is there. Yojana analysis part is there. This is Kurukshetra 1. Compile both of them. दोनों को आप साथ में देखें. This will definitely give you an added advantages on the part of analysis. So this is all initiative that will help you to sail through the journey of civil services. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.